All right, Jim Harbaugh spoke. We don't know if he's going to get a temporary restraining order, an injunction, what the courts are going to say, and is he going to be on the sidelines for Maryland? Is he going to be on the sidelines for Ohio State? Will he be on the sidelines when the playoffs roll around? A lot of questions. And Jim Harbaugh spoke yesterday on a variety of topics, including Michigan is America's team.
It's got to be America's team. It's got to be America's team. America loves a team that beats the odds, beats the adversity, overcomes what the naysayers and critics, so-called experts think. That's my favorite kind of team.
Okay. They're not an underdog. They're Michigan. He makes it seem like they're this plucky team that somehow they rose up against the titans of the sport. Like TCU was America's team. That was an underdog team. Did they cheat? Like they're America's team? I don't think America goes, man, that's our team. They cheat. Yes, Marvin.
The 2001 Patriots at that time, they were America's team. Like, you know what? Underdogs, 9/11, we're all Patriots. All that went into that. Not, I got caught cheating, so now we're America's team.
Yeah.
Doesn't work like that.
I mean, the victimization here. And I've said before, I hope that they get their opportunity to speak and give us information on whatever they need to give us here. But are they denying that something happened here? It doesn't feel like that. They want due process. That's what they're really big on. A due process. Yes, Eaton.
Michigan is one of the wealthiest football teams in the country. They made something like $200 and something million last year. Like that, they're not an underdog at all. Not even close.
They're America's team. It's about capitalism.
Adversity. We're really overcoming the odds. You're Michigan.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, dude?
Play Harbaugh again.
It's got to be America's team. It's got to be America's team. America loves a team that beats the odds, beats the adversity, overcomes what the naysayers and critics, so-called experts think. That's my favorite kind of team.
Oh God. Yeah, Paulie.
I've always believed if you can convince yourself you're innocent, you can convince others you're innocent. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like he believes that they did nothing or the whole team did nothing. And he may, on his end, may be right. He may have not participated in this.
But this isn't a criminal trial.
Right. But I don't know if this stance is going to help them out. People want Michigan to have due process. And the Big Ten took a lot of hits last week of how they handled this. Let others jab the Big Ten and you hang back.
Yes, play the victim.
Yeah.
Don't tell us that, why you're the victim.
Yeah, let others go to bat for you.
I don't know. So far, they've done a fairly masterful job of controlling the storyline about how they got screwed by the Big Ten. Nobody is talking about how they're not denied. They admitted, yeah, the guy went and did that. Absolutely. One of our coaches was going and doing all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not fair what you're doing to Jim Harbaugh. That's the whole story is Jim Harbaugh's getting screwed somehow when his coaching staff was cheating.
Well, if you look at the language of all of this, and I don't think not many people are looking at the language of this. When Jim Harbaugh, Michigan gets punished. So the Big Ten punished Michigan. But you have to have a person who gets punished, and that's the head coach. Now, he got suspended for 3 games. What if this happened 5 weeks ago? Is he suspended for the rest of the regular season? Because that's what he's being suspended for, the rest of the regular season. Yes, Eden.
The Big Ten's statement that they initially released said that the Michigan head coach or that Michigan football couldn't play games with their head coach for the rest of the season. It just so happened to be 3 games. Like you had brought up Juwan Howard when he got suspended last year, right, for punching the Wisconsin coach.
Yeah.
He was suspended for the remainder of the season. That was 5 games.
Yeah.
They were both sportsmanship violations. They were both the exact same code of conduct that the Big Ten is holding both coaches to that standard, both schools to that standard. It's both sportsmanship violations.
But if Michigan had 5 regular season games left, would he be suspended for 5 games, not 3? That's what I'm curious about. They like this number, is it just those are the games left? If he got suspended in September, would he have sat down for 10 games?
Maybe if it was September, it would have been indefinitely. And this, but they never said we're suspending him for 3 games. All of these headlines say 3 games, and in effect, it's a 3-game suspension, but only because that's the remainder of the season. He was suspended for the remainder of the season.
As far as due process, what does the language say about due process?
Well, due process is like, is he truly a state employee? And then is there certain due process gets a little funny for me. I think the whole idea, he keeps talking about the presumption of innocence. I don't know how that has any bearing in this at all. Because that's like a very specific legal clause, I think. But I'm not sure. Due process and presumption of innocence is being thrown around a lot. And I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a lawyer by any means. But I wonder if it's always being used appropriately when being thrown around.
Who thinks Jim Harbaugh is on the sidelines this weekend? Paulie? No one else. Feels like he's going to be on the sidelines. Feels like somehow, some way, he's on the sidelines there. Yeah, Paulie.
Yeah, I'm really curious. I read a few stories. Jim Harbaugh may not speak or take questions at whatever hearing is going on Friday. He may issue a statement. They allowed them to do that kind of stuff. But it's one of those cases where it's so wild that it's not going to be heard until Friday. That's what I love. It couldn't be held on a Tuesday, so we know what's going on before the weekend. It has to be Friday to increase the drama in this story.
Yeah. There's so many questions I have about this that I hope Jim gets his opportunity to have his day in court, Big Ten court, NCAA court. I don't know when it's going to happen, but here's more of Jim Harbaugh yesterday.
I'm going to talk on Friday. Just looking for that opportunity, due process. Not looking for special treatment, not looking for a popularity contest. Just looking for the merit of what the case is. My senior in high school, I had a civics class. Talked about government, justice, and what I took away from that class was that you're innocent until proven guilty. That was 40 years ago, but I like that opportunity.
Okay.
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? No. Let's get them.
If that press conference went on 10 seconds longer, he would have been quoting Martin Luther King Jr. about injustice.
Free at last.
Yeah.
College football is the best.
Oh, boy. By the way, we did reach out to Jim Harbaugh, even the Big Ten Commissioner, Tony Batiti. We invite everybody.
They do appreciate the invitation.
They
Always appreciate you thinking of them during these tough times, but it's just not going to work out in the schedule. Unavailable at this time.
What about justice?
Yeah.
Not my fault. The members of my coaching staff were this unbelievable
If somebody
scheme.
else was suspended here, would Jim Harbaugh and Michigan have a problem?
They should have kept that coach and not let him resign, and then be like, "Oh, we're going to get rid of the."
Connor Stallion is going to be suspended for the remainder of the regular season. But let's say an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator was suspended. Would they have a problem with this? Yes, Paul.
I don't believe for a second Connor Stallion's resigned by choice. I believe he was told to resign, and he resigned because he's trying to protect the program. And if he's not an employee of the school can't make him agree to any hearings. He doesn't have to go anywhere and talk and do anything. He could just sit at home in his dopey apartment, right? Big Ten would have no authority to make him talk, or the NCAA. If he's not currently a staff member, I don't believe for a second he quit by choice.
Yes, Todd.
For those who think Jim Harbaugh will be coaching against Maryland, to what extent is that because it'll be way too blatant for him to all of a sudden pop up at the Ohio State game and you got to bring him back for the Maryland game?
Yeah, I don't know if you want him to make his first appearance back at the Ohio State game. I think that if the Maryland game, he'll be able to come back.
Just worked out that way.
Yeah.
We decided a 2-game suspension is more than that. Oh, okay.
Oh.
At least the Michigan game against Ohio State is home.
Yes.
I wish it was.
Oh,
I wish
if it was in Columbus.
Oh, that would have been so much more fun.
When he walks out.
That
But,
would have been great.
Good signage around the horseshoe.
yeah, America's team. America's team.
America's team, dude. What are you talking about?
Wait, I thought Colorado was America's team.
Oh my God!
Yes,
man.
Marvin.
Someone on Twitter said that's almost like calling the Houston Astros America's team.
Yeah, sure.
It's like somebody at some point, like at dinner the night before, or at lunch that day, was like, it's like we're America's team. They're like, yeah, I like that. I'm going to go with that. And then it comes out of your mouth.
Yeah.
You sound like an idiot.
It's us against the world.
People love,
God.
People fighting against injustice and
He should have put his
against
Malcolm
all
X.
odds.
He should have put his Malcolm X glasses back on.
Drew in.
It's like your dad is a great football coach. What are you talking about against all odds? You were handed this.